Okay, this is Child Development 66, week 3. Now let me share my screen. Okay, so this week we are going to be looking at different curriculum frameworks: Montessori, Banks, Waldorf, Reggio Emilia, HighScope, Creative Curriculum, Anji Play, and then we're going to talk a little bit about learning stories. And here's a video from last semester. And these are your assignments for this semester. Oh, I have to fix the dates. And here's the calendar version. And these are some of the links that you're going to need for the assignments that are coming up. Here's the content. Lots and lots of definitions this week. A lot of this is straight out of the book, and then I have videos to support what's in the book. And I've got some ideas from my coaching days. These are Montessori trays, but they're also good ideas for COVID, when children just need a few things, one each. And so those are some ideas for you. More from the book. And I always show these blocks. And so when I was a coach, there were 2 children playing with all of these blocks. So this week we're going to learn about these blocks and how they're really teaching children math, because like 1 = 1 unit, and then 2 squares equal 1 unit, and so they all equal 1, and so there's math in there because they're all divisible by that one main block. Anyway, so these 2 children got out, like you can see there's like 200 blocks here, and so when it was time to clean up, they gave the 5-minute signal. And then when it was time to clean up, the student, the teacher said, I see so and so cleaning up, and I see so and so cleaning up, and I see so and so cleaning up. And then within like 2 minutes, half of the classroom ran over to help clean up the blocks. And she said the same sentence over and over for each child. The same, I see a child A, I see child B, I see child C. And every single one. Um, so she was using PDAs, and children love this. They love that positive reinforcement, and they come for it. They come running for it. And so she didn't have to nag anybody. She didn't have to say, clean up, clean up, clean up. And all of those blocks got cleaned up in a matter of 3 minutes. And I'm not kidding. And so I always share that with my classes. And so you don't have to nag, you don't have to say the same thing over and over, you don't have to limit what the children play with. You just have to be positive. Use positive descriptive acknowledgement or positive descriptive feedback, and it'll all be okay. And so here's more about some more frameworks to learn about. Lots of videos this week. Now remember, you don't have to watch all the videos, but just depending on your learning style, they're here for you. And I always put this one in, this picture. These children are playing, and they're not sitting up. They're not sitting at a table in chairs, but they're learning a lot, and they're learning how to get along. And so just keep that in mind. Children don't have to sit up or sit in chairs at tables to learn. So be a little bit flexible in your expectations of children. Uh, as long as they're engaged, that's what we're looking for, engagement. And there's my Hey Did You Know? And more about developmentally appropriate practice and how it connects to HighScope. And there's a learning wheel for HighScope. This is a brand new learning wheel. They added this anti-biased, trauma-informed, individualized approach to learning that's new. and on the past 60 years or whatever, they had the inside part of this wheel, and just last year they added this outside part of the wheel. And I think I have a video about that in here. And more about creative curriculum. So most of you will either be using creative curriculum or Reggio Emilia in the schools in San Francisco County. And those are both project-based approaches. And here's Anji Play. It's really good. It's sometimes it's called risky play, and the ratio tends to be 1 to 17 or 20 children to one teacher, and all the children are 3 to 6 years old. And you can come one-on-one with a parent if you're under 3, but the parent has to stay there with you. And so they get a lot of practice before they're there by themselves. And this is a great video about rough housing, rough play, rough and tumble play. There's a lot of names for it. And there's cleanup time. And a teacher's response when we went to visit Nanji, China. And next is we're going to start talking more about learning stories. So our final project for this class is a learning story. And so I talk a little bit about how we're getting there, why we're using learning stories, and just explaining the benefits of learning stories, what's happening for the child who are learning story, and how it's good culturally. It's culturally responsive because you're including all the voices, and so we're working through a learning story together. And so this is the picture we're using. And so I'm teaching you how to do the curriculum planning process. And we always start with the children and observing the children. So that's what's going on here. In each part, I walk you through it. And then I have some examples from the Teach for the Bay 2020. And then I show you what it would look like if that same learning story was for our class. And so I rewrite it here. And you're always going to see I put this little emoji here, and that is how you know there's a learning story there waiting for you. It'll be that little package. Okay, next. So it's all written there for you, just how you would do it for this class. And so in week 3, you're going to turn in the observation section, which looks like this. And then in week 5, you're going to turn in this part. And then I can't remember. I think it's week 6, you turn in the rough draft. And week 7, you turn in the whole thing. Okay. And so here's another example waiting for you. And then I've got a quick check right here. And so if you read all of this, what would you write? You walked over and asked, what is this? You looked at the plates and markers, or you walk over, what is this? Then looked at the table and markers, I gave you a plate. Which one do you think? I'm going to check it. It's the first one. And the reason why I put this in here is because a lot of you use this present past tense or past continuous tense. That's that ing part. And it gets really hard to take out all the interpretation and all the judgment when you do it that way. So just describe it straight and it'll work for you. Just straight. And then here's some more resources for you. And here's an idea with some contact paper on the wall. Toddlers love that. and more resources. Okay, next. And here's our assignment. Here's it's not a learning story, it's part of a learning story, and it's the most important part for this class, which is the opportunities and possibilities section. And so I've got a video for you here, and this is the video you need to watch. We're not using the one for our final project here. We're using this video here. We're watching this video. Okay? He's 20 years old. He's playing. This is a video from City College Toddler Side at the Ocean Campus. And here's the observation for you. And the what it means to me is all written here for you. And so now we're going to choose a sentence from the what it means to me section. And so there's 5 choices here because there's 5 sentences. And then, so you're going to pick a sentence and then pick what future activity you would plan based on this sentence. So I'm teaching you to develop curriculum based on what you observe the child doing. And based on that child's level of development, you're planning something for tomorrow. And so when we choose a sentence from the what it means to me, it has what they did and it has the developmental part. It has that DRDP measure in there. And for extra credit, you can do another one. And so here's the example. This is what your post in the discussion is going to look like. You're going to be talking to the child. So you're going to use you sentences. You're going to pretend you are the teacher in the video and you're going to be talking to the child. So this came out of the what it means to me paragraph. When you stood the handrail and held up the jacket, it showed me that you can stand up without any help. Gross motor manipulative. Okay? And so the part that you write is this part. Tomorrow I will add what? And then I'm going to put it where. So tell me what you're going to put out and where you're going to put it out. Okay? What you're going to put out and where is what I need from you. Okay? Oh, and some people already started doing that one, which is great. And so that's due this Thursday or tonight. And then Thursday you reply, and you're going to reply with a PDA. So for extra credit, you're going to reply with a PDA right here. Add another what it means to me, and then what you're going to plan. So this one doesn't have PDAs. This is one of the few assignments that does not, one of the few discussions that does not have a PDA with it. So if you want extra credit, you're going to pick another sentence and then add another opportunity and possibility sentence. Okay? And what else? And then the last part is the summary. So again, we learned about frameworks and learning stories. We're talking about opportunities and possibilities, and we're going to hand in part A, which is the observation for your final. And then I've got a video here for the Don't Look Away table books talk series, and this is session 3, and this one's talking about language development. And I think that's everything. Yes, that's everything. All right, so any questions? Remember, you can always email me if you have any. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn off this video. Wait, where are we here? We're here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video.